Hello, everyone. My name is Vitaly, and today I'm going to tell you about the ways we can use blockchain technology and autonomous drones to reduce pollution and limit the climate change. So let's turn on the slides. So first of all, I wanted to ask you one question. Can you imagine if the water out of a kitchen sink could be set on fire? Do you think it's possible? It is actually possible because of the process called fracturing. So whenever they extract oil, to simplify the process and to reduce the costs, they inject liquid inside the earth to crack the earth and get the oil easier. But the thing is, and that is how it's happening. But the thing is that it is actually very damaging to the environment, and it has negative effects. First of all, one of the negative effects is that your water is set on fire, right? Another one is that we are exposed to toxic chemicals, and finally, during this process, a deadly gas called methane is released to the atmosphere, and it is affecting climate change. So people came up with an idea to regulate greenhouse gas emissions through the process called emission trading. And this is basically a market-based approach to regulating emissions. And then the key concept in this idea is that there is a concept of carbon credit. And a carbon credit is a right to emit 1,000 tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And then this process is very manual, and it is a human-to-human. And that is why it has a lot of inefficiencies. So our partner, the company called DAO-IPCI, came up with an idea to tokenize carbon credits to increase the transparency of the system and make it more efficient. So they are the ones who did the first ever carbon credit transaction on the blockchain. They're working with Kazakhstan, with Chile and Canada to launch pilot projects to regulate carbon credits market using Ethereum blockchain. But the thing that they found out is that to automate the process, they need to collect the data. And here's where my company comes in. So my company is called Drone Employee, and we build fleet management software for autonomous drones. And it turns out that drones are actually very effective at collecting environmental data. So drones can actually be used to control the fracturing process that I told you about before. Also, not many people know that drones can actually monitor forests, and carbon credits are issued for planting forests because they are reducing the carbon in the atmosphere. And then finally, drones could be used to inspect to do dump inspections. And we actually did a pilot project together with DAO-IPCI to monitor a real dump where methane is released. So next slide. That is how it happened. First of all, the operator could use our decentralized application to send a request to call a drone. Then the drones, powered by Drone Employee software, send their bid request to the market. The demand and the supply get matched, and the smart contract is created automatically. Then, using Drone Employee software, the drone takes off automatically, goes to the waste dump, does an inspection, collects the data, uploads it to IPFS, and this process allows us to make the data collection transparent and trackable. And this is exactly what our partners from DAO-IPCI wanted. Next slide. And we believe that sensor networks should be autonomous. Next slide. First of all, this allows direct participation of all stakeholders, including smart cities, US citizens, and everybody else who can get the data on the pollution information. And then also the use of smart contracts allows us to build a reputation system which will prevent bad actors from supplying the data to the carbon market. And then finally, the use of blockchain technology allows us to combine technical and economic data into one transaction. And this allows us to speak about autonomous systems. Next slide. And then together with DAO IPCI, we are the first ones to do research and development for showing first algorithm for human-to-robot system on the carbon market. DAO IPCI has a set of smart contracts to regulate the carbon market, and then Drone Employee already automated the drone flight and data gathering information. So our next steps are to try to involve Paris Agreement participants in the COP24 conference. And our idea is that we want to build the first service for reducing carbon footprint with only carbon credits based on Ethereum network. This allows us to talk about a Paris Agreement as not as a human-to-human system based on trust, but as a human-to-machine system based on algorithm and independent validators. So I wanted to thank you for your attention. You've been great listeners, so I want to ask you to take action now. So please pull out your phone and go to Twitter and subscribe to our channels, because the work we do is actually needed to all of you in the room and all the people on planet Earth. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Vitaly. Is Renat in the room? Renat from Etherisk. What if we updated the drone to have a hurricane sensor on it?
During the hurricane?
No, you send drones every hour. You will lose the drone, but at least you'll capture the data.
I mean, I think it's possible, but the more efficient way would be to do inspection after the hurricane. That's what
as part of the hurricane monitoring, what we need to have is gale force winds. That's what he was talking about during the presentation. So what you do is during a hurricane, when you lose all the observation posts, you would actually release drones, which will go out every hour. The drones will get destroyed, but by the time they're capturing the data, you'll know whether it was, category 3, category 2, category 1.
Yeah,
I was asking if Renat was here. You should definitely connect with him, because you're doing more or less the same.
Drones can be used to gather any type of data, basically.
Right.
And the same way we gather air quality information there, we can measure the wind speed information as well.
Got it.
So.
Thank you, Vitaly. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.